Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Golden Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. This channel is home of at least one college football video every single day. And if it looks like I'm bummed out, it's because I'm bummed out. I'm not happy right now. Why is it so tough being a West Virginia fan? I don't get it. I'm sick of having to put up with crap and stupid stuff happening to us all the time. I need to find something else to take my anger out on. This is nuts. Here. That's how mad I am. Freaking ridiculous. I'm sick of having to go through this. You shouldn't have to worry about a dude catching a punt. You should be able to do that in your sleep. West Virginia gets blown out of their own house by number 11 Oklahoma State 24-3. Oklahoma State, they improved to 8-1. They're still in the Big 12 title hunt, and technically they're actually in the playoff hunt. The Cowboys could make the playoffs. It's still possible. What happened today? I don't know. I honestly don't know. The play calling was atrocious. That was the biggest problem. Our defense actually played good. Oklahoma State actually didn't do all that great on offense. Spencer Sanders, 21 for 31, only 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And their running back Warren, 16 carries for 78 yards, 1 touchdown, 285 total offensive yards. That's not a lot. Our defense played great, to be honest with you. It was our offense. Another no-show. Jarrett Dagey, 15 for 22, 109 yards. Yikes. No touchdown passes and 1 interception. Where was Letty Brown? He was a no-show. Our leading running back was Mathis Jr., 5 carries for 25 yards. So the lack of a running game, Jarrett Dagey getting sacked 8 times, we didn't stretch the field. Basically, no offense for West Virginia. Didn't show up whatsoever. The problem is we don't really have anybody behind Jarrett Dagey. Garrett Green doesn't go through his progressions, which Jarrett Dagey didn't do it very well today. And he is prone to fumbling. I mean, Coach Brown did put him in there for a couple of series. And one of those series, he fumbled the ball. So Garrett Green, no, he's not the answer. What's the answer? There is no answer right now. We're just going to have to get through this year and wait for a great recruiting class next year. And don't start the fire Neil Brown train again. Don't do that. We don't have the talent on offense. Our offensive line wasn't as bad as it's been, but it definitely wasn't as good as it's been in the past 2 games. Those past 2 games at TCU and Iowa State, they played great. And Jarrett Dagey played great. We have got to figure out a way to stretch the field because the defenses, they don't respect that at all. They know we don't stretch the field. And right now, we can't run the ball. Running the ball is not an option. Letty Brown had 2 100 games back-to-back at TCU and Iowa State. Besides that, nothing. He has not had a good season. Most of that falls on the offensive line. But some of that also falls on the play calling. The play calling made no sense today. None. Absolutely none. I was going nuts at the TV. And to be honest with you, West Virginia actually still had a chance to win the game until that muffed punt. You can't do that. As a West Virginia fan, I shouldn't have to worry whether you're going to catch the punt or not, or a kickoff or not. That shouldn't be a thing. Why did you muff the punt? You should be able to do that in your sleep. I'm so sick of having to worry about little mental mistakes that you shouldn't have to worry about. And the thing that really ticked me off about Jarrett Dagey today, you could see his attitude. He had given up. Every time he gets sacked or an incomplete, he was moping around. As a quarterback, you can't do that. The rest of your team sees you doing that, and that's going to get them in the mopey mood. And that's exactly what happened. Our entire offense was dadgum in the mopey mood because of Jarrett Dagey. You got to stop doing that, man. You got to stop doing that. Whether we like it or not, you're our best hope of winning a football game. So whenever you have that attitude, we're doomed. You got to get out of that. And to be honest with you, I feel bad for our defense. Our defense played good enough to win this game. We have a pretty good defense. Really, our defense has only had 1 bad game, and that was at Baylor. Rest of the season, lights out. Pretty good defense. Even today, pretty good defense. So I feel bad for you guys. Y'all did enough to win this game. It's our offense. If you can't win a game with your opponent only scoring 24 points, that's a problem. We have got to find a way to be more consistent on offense. And we've seen flashes where West Virginia can have a decent offense. We have to be consistent. And the play calling has to get better. And the reason I say you can't start talking about firing Neil Brown is the future of West Virginia. It's not that I'm like, oh, Neil Brown's a great coach and I want to keep him forever. No, it's the timing. If you fire him now, then you're eliminating West Virginia's chances of getting a decent head coach in the future. We're having a great recruiting class coming in next year. We have to get through this year. And West Virginia does have a pretty good shot of still getting to a bowl. What did I say before this home stretch? I said if we split these two home games between Iowa State and Oklahoma State, we have a great chance of making a bowl. What happened? We beat Iowa State and we lost to Oklahoma State. That's splitting it. That's what we needed to do. Now, I didn't like what I saw today. Don't get me wrong. I did not like what I saw at all. It was horrible, especially on offense. But we get at Kansas State, Texas at home, and at Kansas. I think we could actually lose at Kansas State. It's the home game against Texas and then the road trip to Kansas. So I think West Virginia can finish 6-6 and, yeah, kind of limp into a bowl. But we can build off that and have a better season next year. Now, having said that, if we don't see improvement next year with that great recruiting class, a lot of experience coming back from this year, because even though the offensive line is young, they are talented. Most of them will be back. So if we don't see improvement next year, then by the end of the season, we might be talking about firing Neil Brown. It's all about timing. If you're going to fire a coach, you have to do it at the right time. And a lot of people are confusing that with a Neil Brown cult I'm running. The Neil Brown train, the conductor of. No, nothing like that. It's, I don't want to screw up the future of West Virginia. I know us as fans, we want success now. Trust me, I'm the leader of that pack. I want success now, but I also don't want to doom the program for the future. So we have to have patience, get through this season, see what next season looks like, and if next season is a failure, it's time to move on from Neil Brown. So yes, a very frustrating game. Not happy about it at all. Our offense was a no-show. No excuses, no reasons for that. Play calling atrocious. Offensive line not all that great. Running game not even in existence today. And Jarrett Daggy could not make a pass to save his life. And even on the replays, the commentators pointed out the open guys. There was this one play where if he would have dumped it off to the middle slant, the dude probably would have ran for 60 yards for a touchdown. For whatever reason, Jarrett Daggy didn't see that. For whatever reason, Jarrett Daggy was not seeing the field very well today, and I'm not happy about that. So no, I'm not on the Jarrett Daggy train. I'm not on the Neil Brown train. I'm on the common sense train. We have to get through this year and see what next year looks like before we make any decisions about Neil Brown. Because don't forget, we did extend him last year as well. So don't make any stupid decisions that would run off any good candidates for a future head coach. We have the defense to be a good team. We are one quarterback away from being a pretty good team. Now, the offensive line must be much better as well, so that goes into the equation as well. But that quarterback position has been an Achilles heel to us, a thorn in the side. Hopefully next year's recruiting class with Nico Markle will solve that. The dude looks legit. That's another thing. If you fire Neil Brown, guess what? That all-time great recruiting class that West Virginia's getting, it'll crumble to dust. We'll lose probably at least half of those recruits. That's another reason why you can't fire Neil Brown just yet. So, aggravated, yes. Mad, yes. Frustrated, yes. Annoyed, yes. Giving up? No. So we got to finish strong in these last 3 games, try to get to a bowl, and see what next year looks like. That's just the reality. There is no quick fix. That's what you guys have to realize. In the situation West Virginia's in right now, there is no quick fix. Firing Neil Brown and trying to find a good head coach, you're not going to be able to do it. They'll see that we have no patience. So that would be a quick fix. Starting Garrett Green, that's not a quick fix either. He doesn't go through his progressions at all. He immediately tucks the ball and wants to take off. And he's a little fumble prone. So if you're looking for a quick fix, there is none right now. That's the problem. The easiest part of our schedule is actually these last 3 games, and I think we can go at least 2-3 in the last 3 games. That'll put us 6-6, get to a bowl, bid off that, see what next year looks like. But as far as being mad, frustrated, all that stuff, I'm right there with you. I promise. I'm not making excuses. I'm right there with you. All I'm saying is right now, there's no quick fixes. There just isn't. If there was, I would be pointing them out. I promise you that. I want West Virginia to succeed just as bad as you do. So we got to figure out a way to move on from this thumping that we took. I mean, West Virginia was looking great. 2-game winning streak. Beat a ranked team in number 22 Iowa State last week in Morgantown. And we actually went on the road and successfully thumped TCU. TCU beat Baylor today. Think about that. So we've shown we can have a good game. We have to be more consistent about it. And Jarrett Doege has got to get out of this mopey stage that he goes through in certain ball games. I don't know why he does that, but he does. He's got to get out of that. Anyways, hopefully Neil Brown will have the guys up and ready for a road trip to Kansas State. Kansas State looking better, but still, they're not a great team. Definitely not as tough as Baylor or Oklahoma State. So I do think we do have a chance of beating them. But if we do lose to Kansas State, I think we can beat Texas at home. They're way down this year, and definitely go on the road and beat Kansas. So there is hope, guys. You just can't expect a quick fix. There's none out there, I promise you. So let's finish the season 6-6, get to a bowl, and move on from there. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.